For context, we met at a Zedd show in Exchange, downtown LA, on New Year's Day.
Which was really cool because I wasn't gonna go.
We were all backstage, and Zedd was bumping the beats. We were all dancing, and I had the hots for her pretty instantly because I saw your cheekbones. I was like, man.
You came up to me right before we were about to go on stage for Zedd's set, and you were like, "Where's your sister?" So I thought he was trying to, and I was like, "Okay, smooth dude." Like, she left, but my beef is with the guy who ever invented time. I feel like there's not enough time in the day. And I feel like there's so many things. I don't know if you guys deal with this too, but could you imagine if we didn't have time? Like, how would people interact? And like, how would it'd be different? It'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, that's my beef.
That's a good beef.
That's a great. I love that beef.
Neil deGrasse Tyson said that Albert Einstein said that man invented time to make motion look simple. But that's why I like being on the dance floor, because time stands still.
Exactly.
But we're all still shaking.
What's up, Stokers? Before we begin this podcast, this is Kennedy.
Hello.
And we want to let you know that we have a new Netflix show out, Chad and JT Go Deep. If you haven't watched it yet, get on it. Do you love it?
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Would you watch it multiple times?
I've watched it multiple times.
Guys,
It's too good.
Guys, listen to Ken Dog.
You guys have to. If you haven't, do it right now.
Thanks, babe. We're also on tour. We got dates coming up. We are coming to Seattle next. We're doing Seattle. We're doing Boston, New York, Nashville, Chicago, Denver, Salt Lake City, and Atlanta. We're coming to a city near you. So get your tickets now at chadandjt.com. Candy, you've been to some of the shows. Do you love them?
Love them.
Guys, you heard it here first. We're also brought to you by Legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims peeled, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean, because it's something called Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. And guys, we want to make sure that this fall season you are taking care of your pubes and making your dong look like a pumpkin. And that's what I'm talking about, where your ball is your sack is the round part, your dong is the stem. That can be as long or as short as you want, but we just want to make sure that's hairless.
Yes.
All right, let's start the show. Oh, shit. Actually, I forgot. So go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code GODEEP. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. All right, let's start the show. What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT. Let's drizzle the maple syrup and slap the ass. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
And we're here with the Stoke Queen, Her Majesty, Kennedy.
Hello.
What up?
Hey, Kennedy. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I've been so excited to come on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I
Yeah,
love the
pumped.
outfit, the whole. You're really elevating the whole. Is je ne sais quoi the right word?
Yeah.
Of the pod.
I love that.
The je ne sais quoi.
I love that.
That's French.
I love that.
Thanks.
And the spirit de corps.
Right.
That's French, too.
Look at you guys.
Yeah, bonjour.
Oui, oui.
So
have you done a podcast before?
I've never done a podcast.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to your guys's.
Oh, that's very kind.
Yes. But I was talking to Chad about this the other day, and I was telling him how I like to watch clips. I'm more of like a reader. I'll read articles on like the synopsis of a podcast, but I've never, been on one and I'll watch your guys's, but that's the only one.
You're not nervous at all.
No.
We were on the car ride over. You're just nerves of steel.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
You are?
I'm a little nervous too.
Yeah. So go easy on it.
I will. Oh, hey, you go easy on me now.
Yeah.
When before you and Chad, you guys, I mean, it happened quickly, but before you guys fully started dating, did you do any like internet sleuthing on him and like listen to the pod or like watch his stuff?
Well, you know what's funny is I didn't know who he was when I met him. I didn't know who you guys were.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ouch.
And for
I
context,
didn't. No, I know.
for context, what's up?
Oh, you didn't know who we were.
Dude,
no,
Aaron,
I
Thank
know.
God. I'm
No,
not the
Aaron,
only one in
we
this
could
room.
tell with you, Aaron, that you
Yeah.
didn't know who we were. There was a very clear energy. But now we're brothers, man, so all good, yeah.
But for context, we met at a Zedd show in Exchange, downtown LA, on New Year's Day.
Which was really cool because I wasn't going to go. My roommate, Sarah, at the time, which shout out to Sarah. She was the one who kind of
She's really sweet. She's a good hang.
orchestrated this whole thing. So, but I wasn't going to go. And she's like, no, you got to go. Got to come to this concert. It's going to be so fun. We had just gotten over COVID like a week and a half ago. And so I was like, oh, you know, whatever. I mean, sure, why not? And so we went. And yeah, I still remember what you wore. And you were so funny.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing a black thermal. Is that what you call it? Long sleeve.
Nice.
And then I still had the line shaved down my dome, which was a good test for you.
Yes.
You know, because
I didn't know though, because you had a hat on all night.
I had a hat on. I had a backwards Dodgers cap. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. Well, we met on the tour bus on the way there because her sister and Sarah saw us shooting at the Zedd show in Vegas, which was in December, and so that's how they kind of knew us. And then we met you on the tour bus, and then we basically started chatting a little bit backstage. And
no, actually, I was chatting with JT. We were talking. I think we were talking about because we were right across from what was that hotel that had the
Oh, where all the people like died, like the mysterious. I forget
it's
the
called
name.
the Cecil, the Cecil Hotel,
and it's got like the water tank on top, and there's like video of a gal like crawling into that.
Yes, and we were literally, me and you were literally pondering out the window, like while everybody's partying, and I was talking to JT, and I was like, have you seen that documentary? And I remember we had like a very detailed conversation about that, and I don't know. You came up to me right before we were about to go on stage for Zedd's set, and you were like, where's your sister? So I thought he was trying to, and I was like, okay, smooth dude, like she left, but
yeah, I was negging.
We should also say we were on. You weren't on mushrooms.
I was hammered.
You were hammered. I was on mushrooms.
Yeah, I was just hammered.
He was hammered. I've never seen him that drunk since.
But the thing was, to be fair to me, I was talking to her before, not that we were, but I was just like chatting with them before. So I was like, oh, where'd she go?
And then it was on.
Yeah, and so then we were all backstage, and you know, Zedd was bumping the beats. We were all dancing, and I had the hots for her pretty instantly because I saw your cheekbones. I was like, damn. And then I saw some guy was sort of like coming up behind her, who's like your friend, right?
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
What's his name?
He's like a songwriter guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, Skinny?
No, I'm talking about his Skinny's partner. Yeah. I forget, but me and that guy ended up talking.
Simon.
No, not Simon.
Trevor?
Simon's my boy.
That I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's like a handsome guy. He kind of looks like he like just got back from like a discotheque on the moon.
Yes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but dude, I don't know.
Was it not that guy?
Yeah,
No.
I know it was.
Oh, was that guy? Yeah,
It was.
because me and that guy ended up talking shit to each other later in the night.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So
But keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
No, because we were, there was like a few, and it was like my guy friend. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he listens. But he was like by me, and then Tom
You can call him Tom now, but the cat's out of the bag.
Oh, it is. Okay, well I prefer Chad though.
I like to call him Chad too.
Yeah.
I like to call him
We're in an
Chad.
interesting new phase. We're like
We are.
the post reveal.
We're testing it out.
Reveal.
The post reveal.
The mask is off.
But yeah, no, when we met, it was so funny because Chad, Jesus.
Call him Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get him used to it.
Tom, Chad.
Tom. But
Actually, call me Zach.
Zach. So me and Zach were on stage, and
I'm gonna get confused.
Yeah,
I
that might be
know, now.
confusing.
I already lost my train of thought.
Audience is gonna be like,
But no, we were Chad and I were just like having a great time, and then he just all of a sudden went in for a kiss.
That's
Like
right.
we weren't talking much before that kiss happened, and I remember when he kissed me, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like I don't know, I felt something, and it was something different I haven't felt in a while, and I remember being like, and then we just
hey.
kind of like had fun and messed around, and it's funny, I was going through my phone and I came over old videos of us, and it looked like we were dating, and I was like, we literally met like 20 minutes before that. We were like videoing us like making out, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but we were getting back on the bus, and he was smashed, and he's like, "Hey, dude, what do you think about these clips I posted on Instagram?" And then I'm going through them, and like, you know, he's sloshed, but he's having a good time. They're all fun. It's like him dancing, the crowd's going crazy. I'm like, fun, man, fun. And he clicks to like the fourth one, and it's him like staring at the camera, and then you're like out of frame, and then he grabs your head. And then you guys start making out. I was like, you might want to delete that one. I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe delete.
Oh, you guys have to show that.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have to
Yeah, we
see
can
it.
post it now.
yeah.
Now
You guys
it's great.
have to.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Had I known you guys were destined to be together, I would have given big time green lights.
Isn't
on
that
it.
so funny? You were there. You were there the night we met. Like, did you ever think me and Chad were gonna just?
No, I didn't, honestly. I mean, I realized soon after, but like the way he fell for you was so unique to how I'd seen him in the past. I mean, that sincerely too. It was definitely special. And so I did the second time I hung out with you guys, which was only a couple weeks afterwards, and again was at like Zedd's house.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm
true?
telling you, Zedd has really brought us. Like, became official at that Disclosure Zedd party, and I'm like, Zedd, literally, I'm like, the wedding. Zedd's gonna perform at the wedding.
That was like 2 weeks after. Only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Very quickly we started dating.
Yeah.
but we weren't even supposed to go out that night. Like Simon hit us up that morning and was like, "Yo, hey, come to this party tonight." And we had done nothing for New Year's, and we were kind of like just out of the weeds. We thought we'd had a potential COVID exposure, so that's why we were home for Christmas and New Year's. And they were like, "Oh, dude, we got to do this." And then it's interesting to hear that it was kind of happenstance for you too, because then it's lovely because it's like, you know, you could have been two ships passing in the night, but
Exactly.
you guys both went out that night and boom, it was sparks.
Timing.
Yeah, and we weren't going to do the party bus too, and then we ended up doing it, and that was sort of.
It's wild.
Because I had no desire to go out that night. I was like, I don't want to
Same.
go out. We had gone to Vegas like a month earlier and just gotten annihilated, and
That
I
was
was sort
one
of
of the worst times in my life.
dude. Yeah, I came to it.
I want to hear stories from that.
Yeah, I came
was
to it like
fried.
10:30 a.m. like in the casino. Like what? And then I came to again at like 2 p.m.
Came to.
Dude, yeah, because I was totally blacked out. And then I like woke up in the lobby without a shoe and my key card, and I'm like, went to the desk. I'm like, can you get me into my room?
He had like, you know, Daniel Stern in Home Alone after he gets electrocuted.
Yes.
That's what Chad looked like when I saw him in the lobby. I was like, this guy just went
What
through like.
happened
I'm like,
to
you
you?
just get hit by lightning? I'm like, what happened? And then, but he was in a good mood. But
Yeah.
we were both pretty laid up after that.
Yeah, and then there was like two just, I think, it was one night, just like, you know, the curtains closed in the hotel room, just dark by yourself, just sort of like, oh. But no, I remember, so at the Zedd show, I saw this other guy sort of coming near you, and like instantly I had this sort of like, which I'm never this way, or, you know, but I just had this sort of thing like, that's mine. she's mine.
I felt that too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt that. I remember being like, I was chatting, trying to, because I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable, and I could tell that he was feeling uncomfortable. So I was like, oh, like, you know, like trying to include him in what was going on, and then you would just like put your arm around me and grab me to make out, and I was like, this is so funny, but I love it.
Yeah, we gotta
Nice.
post that video. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
it's good.
It was a good vid. Yeah.
I have multiple. I have like 5.
There was a lot in there. You posted like 5.
I can't believe you posted that on Instagram. That's
Well,
hilarious.
I was so attracted to you, and I like, it's so in my like drunken mind, I was like, everyone needs to see this, and then I kept doing like different takes. I was like, that wasn't good. We gotta get another
I
one.
know you
Oh,
did.
that's smart, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah.
more kisses and you're a smart guy.
Yeah.
He did. He played his cards right for
Yeah,
sure.
that's very brave. That was fun. Yeah, that was a wild night. Yeah, me and that dude, I brought a girl to that shindig.
You did?
Yeah,
that's right.
she was really cool. Yeah, she was a nice girl. And then it turned out she had like hooked up with that guy before. Like I was like, hey, do you want to come to a Zedd thing? Thinking I was like impressing her. And she's like, yeah, I love Zedd. I thought she meant as like a musician. And then when she gets there, she's like, what up? What up? She like knew everybody. And yeah, we were just talking shit. And she's like, oh man, I fucked that dude. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then she went home. And I was at the after party just hanging out. Way too late. I should have already been home. It was like 3:30 in the morning. But I was just sitting there smiling. And then the guy came up to me and was like, how do you know her? Like, and was like kind of grilling me. And then I was like, what's up, dog? I'm like, what's the problem? And then he was like trying to make fun of me for meeting her on a dating app. He's like, I heard you guys met on Hinge. And I was like, yeah, I heard you guys fucked. Like, what's the problem, man? And then he was like, we didn't fuck. And I was like, well, that's weird because she said you did. I don't know why she'd lie about that. And then we just stood there and stared at each other for 20 seconds.
Yeah, I heard you met on Hinge.
Yeah, he was burning me. He's like, heard you met on Hinge. I was like, yeah, like how 90% of the world meets.
I love that you were like, you threw back, and I heard you guys fucked.
Yeah, well, because there was another girl there that I think he was trying to, I was kind of sandbagging him.
Oh my God.
There was another girl there that he was trying to hook up with.
Nice.
But that guy was like, yeah, he was a hungry hungry hippo. That guy was trying to, yeah.
Did you find that a lot in the DJ world? Is people who look like they come from a different planet?
He's got a space look down.
Yeah.
He's got it honed in.
Silver boots, just sort of cruising in. They're like, "Where'd you come from, Venus?"
I asked him why he
damn.
dressed like that. He's like, because if the dance floor goes zero gravity, I want to be able to lock onto the ceiling. I was like, that's fire, dude.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, you got. I do remember too at that Zedd party with Disclosure. You guys were like so connected, you two, and then I was like, I was overhearing Chad like say how much he liked you, and like my instinct was, because you guys hadn't known each other that long. My instinct was like, I was like, oh man, like my boy might be coming in a little heavy. I gotta like come throw in a diversion, So I come over there and I'm like, I was about to be like, hey, we should all hit the dance floor, but then I saw you be like, I like you too, and then I was like, oh, it's all good, and then I just kind of like back
You're
straight
like,
away.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I just went back to the dance floor. I was like, this is a good thing. Yeah, I was like, this is all positive.
Yeah, we didn't have that sort of play it cool phase. It was pretty instantaneous. Although you're not the best texter.
Oh, I'm the worst.
Living with you now, I see it. You just, which I admire. You're very present, so you just never have your phone. I'll be like, where's your phone? You're like, I don't know. So it's not like intentional, but like when we first met, like she accidentally called me, which I think cosmically,
yeah.
Yeah, how does that happen?
I meant to.
Aaron made it happen.
Well, I had to work the next day. I was up all night, and then we drove back, and I had to work. And I remember my sister was seeing someone at the time, and she was at my house with my roommate, and they were just hanging out. I think it was like, I don't know what day. It was like maybe Monday. It was New Year the 2nd. And I was going through my call log because I wanted to just call my roommate, and that's, I don't know why, but that's usually how I call people back, because I just go to my missed and see. And I had a missed call from this number, and it was Chad's, and I didn't know because I was so, I forgot. He gave me his number. He called me like on stage, and he was like, here's my number, like, so I didn't remember, so I didn't really look. I thought I was clicking Sarah. I called him, so I'm thinking I'm talking to my roommate, right? And a man answers, and I was like, oh, it must be the guy that my sister has over at our house. And I was like, oh, and I know him, so I was like, how are you, like, what are you doing at my house, like talking like that, like we're friends. And then Chad responds, and he's like, I'm not at your house. And I looked down, and I was like, oh my God, this is Chad Goes Deep. I just accidentally, and I like played it off so well. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and it was perfect because you had messaged me, and we like confirmed that we wanted to get dinner, and that was.
Well, she called me, and I was like, you want to get sushi? And then I got COVID, so it was like 2 weeks go by.
Yeah, homeboy was nervous.
Yeah, well, because
I'm the worst texter, so that didn't help at all.
I'd like come over to work on something, and he'd be like, dude, I'm into this girl. And I was like, that's cool, man. And he's like, she hasn't texted me back. And in my mind, I'm like, dead.
Yeah,
that's gone.
But I was superficially, I was like, dude, you got this. Hang in the pocket, bro. It's all good.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, because I called her, I was like, sushi. Got locked in, and I was like, I have COVID. And then I was like, still down for sushi? Then like 3 days later, she sends very thoughtful messages. They're very long, and so she'd send these messages. I was like, oh, this looks like she's still interested.
And I was very.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
look
but
where
it
we
just
are. You're
doesn't
on the
show
pod.
through my messages, and I know
No.
that I'm just so old school. It's weird. I'm very present. I would rather people call me. I hate
Yeah.
to be on my phone.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's very admirable.
Oh, thank you. But it's
Um,
also a disservice because people get on me. They're like, I don't even answer to my mom sometimes, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
That's what
it's
moms
at
are
a fault.
for.
Yeah.
That's what they understand.
Yeah.
But you hooked me, because like I would be like, how about sushi? How about we go on this day? I got COVID. How about this day? And then like 5 days later, would love to. And I was like, and I just see the message. I'm like, fuck, dude. The whole day I'm just sitting there, just at home, like dying. But it was good, But then it worked out. Then we went on a date, and it was pretty instantaneous. Which it was so, and now we live together.
Yeah.
So
And you
It's
guys are
just-
fun to hang out with together too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I
Yeah.
love you.
I love you too. Yeah, we went to
It's been-
Hawaii. It was so fun.
Yeah. Fun. And it's so cool to like see you guys just excelling in everything, and just you guys have so much exciting things coming for you, and
Oh,
thanks,
thank
man.
I'm
you.
just so proud of you guys. You guys are killing it.
Oh,
I
you're the
appreciate
best.
it.
Well, you're in the fashion world,
Yes, I
as you can
am.
see from her outfit, just always the best outfits. And you've always been into fashion, right?
Yes, ever since I was a kid. But I went to school for business, and I had 2 minors. I minored in English and sociology. So I love to read, and I love to learn, and I love people. And that was like my main thing through all of the jobs I've had, is working with people is one of the things I want to make sure I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked in accounting, I've done real estate. I've tried it all, which is really cool because now I can like sit back and be like, okay, didn't like this, take tools from those jobs and put them in, use it to my advantage in the current job I'm working at. So it's really cool. But since I was a kid, and it's still to this day true, that fashion is what I want to do. And I currently work for a clothing company called Alice and Olivia. I've been with them for,
Go fucking buy it.
oh my gosh, 2 years. I missed my 2 years on October 4th.
Oh, really?
Oh, whoa.
And,
I was
yeah.
like, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I forgot they usually do something for the company, but I forgot to mention that, but whatever. Anyways, so 2 years, and eventually I just want to do, I want to own my own clothing company. I want to start a really cool line. I have ideas I'm working on right now, but I just want to learn more and grow more within the styling and, the business aspect of like a boutique, luxury women's clothing company. And
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, she'll, going to work, she'll come out with, start with like pajamas, and then she'll go into like put her outfit on and get ready for work, and she'll come in with like these tight leather pants and these boots. Just like totally like goes from like just woke up to like on a runway.
0
kind
to
of thing.
100.
Yeah, with like boots and a whole. It's always different too. Every time she comes out in the morning with a new outfit, I'm like, whoa.
He takes a picture. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
that's very sweet.
I
Yeah.
want to see the collage. I want you to make a video because you're
I
so good at
should.
creating videos of like all the videos you have of me. And like,
Yeah.
I always just do poses for him because he's like, okay, wait, I need to take a picture of your outfit.
Yeah.
And I'll just do like funny poses. That would just be fun to
It
see.
would. Yeah, I've been
Fucking cute.
she's patient too. I've been making videos too where I moon her. And
Every night.
I'm trying to get the right
Every
one.
night.
Yeah,
He
I've been-
moons me.
living with her, I've never been this comfortable around, which is so nice because we're just like
Be yourself.
I tend to around new people, not new, but like around a lot of people, I can have like a wall up, and just
Sure.
sort of not be. I'm like when I'm like really know someone and I'm like close to them, I can be really like goofy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that with her, pretty much right away.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of
So-
when I mean, JT, I know you've dated and you're with a wonderful woman right
Yeah, she's
now,
great.
and I love her. And
She loves you too. She wanted me to say hi.
oh, I want to
Yeah.
see her again soon.
I think we'll put something
We should
on the
plan
books.
something. Yeah, I would love to see her. But yeah, like kind of with you too. It's easy, and you kind of just it's great dating like different people. And I dated, a few after I graduated college. I was like a very serious kind of girlfriend. I had 2 serious relationships, and after college I was like, you know what? I need to like branch out. What am I missing? Like, why am I holding myself back? I need to experience, other people, see what I like, see what I don't like. And so that's kind of, I did all that. And then when I met you, so I had all these ideas of like what I wanted in a person, and you exceeded everything when I met you. And
babe.
it's just so easy with him. There's no question.
You did that too, because I made like a little list.
Yeah.
I sort of wrote it out. She sort of.
Oh, really?
She
That's
fit,
so nice.
You're
good at that too. Your lists always hit.
Yeah. It was like exactly like, and then some. That was when we like first met. Like I was like you've hit everything and like and more. So
Aww.
it's been cool. But
Yeah, it's been nice. How's living together?
it's
So
the
fun.
best.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
She cooks. She's a killer cook.
Oh.
I like sometimes when we have work Zooms, I like seeing you pop in there too.
Yeah, you love them. Yeah, we were on the work Zoom, and then she'll just knock and like have eggs.
Yeah.
Or we'll be on a Zoom. I remember the first like Zoom when we first started living together. The first Zoom, because I Zoom like my office is like half my office, half her closet. So she'll like open the door and she's like crawling on the floor under the camera.
Because I don't want to like get.
No, sure. You want to be. I would do the same thing.
There was one
Yeah.
time I like opened the door and the people on the Zoom were like, "Is that a ghost? Like that is not chill." And I was dying. I was like, "This is so funny."
That's actually a good pivot too, because Chad's been talking about it on stage. He came back with a bad energy from New Orleans.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And you were hip to it quick, right? Like you knew something was off.
I remember I was like, "I don't mean to scare you, but I have to tell you something." And his eyes, they were like, "What?" And I was like, "I think you bad energy attached to you in New Orleans," which New Orleans is very
Spooky.
It is, which is I love. It's very interesting to me. It's very historic, old, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I remember because I would go to work and he was just having these. He wasn't being himself, and it was funny. I was like, you know what? Like, I mean, natural practices too. Like sage helps like clear your mind and clear anxieties and stuff. And so I saged our whole house, put good intentions, and I saged him. And maybe it's a placebo effect, but I mean, I believe in that stuff.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt the lift.
Yeah,
Even
the next
being-
day you were fine.
Well, and even like confronting it and being like I don't know why sage is the thing that works, but like I think just even thinking like, hey, we need to address this, we need to say it out loud, and we need to say we
It
want to move on.
makes you feel better.
Yeah, there's power in that. You're like kind of naming your enemies and you're calling it out rather than
Exactly.
letting him just like be like off. You're like, no, let's handle this. Let's
Yeah.
exercise this thing.
Yeah. You saging is the cutest thing ever. Just like this. I'm
Yeah,
like,
maybe that's what does it.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
sage me. And she's.
That's
I
nice.
felt it too. I
Yeah.
felt the lift. Yeah, the energy just fucking, you boked it. But yeah, we're excited about the holidays. Yes, I don't even know where I'm going with that, but
Holidays are exciting. This is you guys' first one together.
Yeah.
yeah,
I love the holidays.
Are
I'll be baking you stuff, JT.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to like somewhere?
we're going on a cruise for Christmas in the Caribbean.
Oh, big cruise guy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
She
I
likes
love
them
cruises too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huge.
Kismet.
Yes.
Let's
Huge
go.
pre-rec. Huge.
Aaron, where are you at on cruises?
Don't say it.
I'd like to. I haven't gone on one,
Dude.
but
Okay.
I'd like to.
Hey, that's neutral.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
solid.
They're fun.
I'm taking that as a green
You keep
light.
all your stuff in one place. Like you get to go see a place for a day. Almost that's enough. Some of the places, it's perfect.
It makes you prioritize your time. You're like, we only got a day, so we got to hit like 3 or 4
Exactly.
joints here and really
exactly
get a taste of it.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going back east with my GF for
You're going to
meet her
Connecticut,
family.
right?
Mm-hmm. And then we're
That's
going to see my
cool.
dad in Montana.
Oh, nice.
So and then we're going to see the Nutcracker in New York, and I want to see the play
Oh, that's
Death
amazing.
of a Salesman. They're doing it with an all black cast.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll
that's
be
cool.
fun.
Yeah, it should be good.
Oh, I'm
I'm
jealous.
sure it'll be boring as fuck, but I'm excited to see it.
When are you guys going?
The 20th.
Didn't you take your dad to Death of a Salesman?
No, I took my dad to August Osage County, and I didn't know how long. It has 2 intermissions.
Yeah.
And then we sit down, and my dad's like, "How long's this thing?" I go, 3 hours. He's like, he just looks at me. He's like, "What the fuck, JT?" I was like, "Hunker in, baby." I was like, "We're in for the." He ended up liking it. They always end up. Plays are tough. It takes a while to adjust to people acting. Like, it's very clear they're acting at first, and then after an hour, you're like, okay, I've settled into this. I can absorb it. But yeah, that should be fun. And then you grew up in Reno?
Reno, yes.
What was Reno like?
Reno's such a beautiful city. I mean, if anybody from Reno's listening to this, hello. I love you guys.
Is there a word for Reno people? Like Reno-nites?
We're, typical Reno 911. People are like, Reno 911? I'm like, yes, but that wasn't really filmed here. That was filmed in LA. You see palm trees in the show. And I'm like, there's no palm trees in Reno, but it's a great show. I mean, we're known for our prostitution. It's legal.
One
so
of the oldest
great
professions
things.
in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I grew up.
Tortured history.
Exactly.
But positive. I don't know. I didn't want to disparage sex
Yeah,
workers.
we can't.
It's a tough gig.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad I grew up in Reno as opposed to Vegas. I mean, we have Lake Tahoe, which is beautiful, and we have Four Seasons, and I mean, it's called the biggest little city in the world. So it's small, but it's big enough where there's a lot of people. I mean, I had a great childhood. I mean, we had Four Seasons, and I played, soccer. We'd go to the movies. It was very like small towny, which was really cool. And now that I live here, I appreciate it so much.
Do you miss the seasons?
Oh yeah. Like right now, like it's starting to get cooler. The air is a little bit crisper.
Like
the
nice
leaves
fall.
start. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love fall, and so.
She started decorating. We got some pumpkins. You're making pumpkin bread.
Yes.
She's very festive. She's making pumpkin bread. I think we're gonna see Smile tonight. We're gonna do some Halloween stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be Teletubbies
Yeah.
for Halloween. But then what?
I don't know why that's like the game winner.
Well, I just love for costumes where you have like a fucking cartoon
Dome
head.
piece on.
Yeah. But I mean, you're probably gonna do multiple. Are you doing one for work?
Yeah, probably for work and.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go as a Teletubby to your fashionista job.
I'd have
to like.
That would be kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up to your work in my
Please.
Teletubby outfit.
Yeah.
What's up, babe? Got a fashion. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're for sure gonna do that. That'll be funny.
Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys have Halloween plans already?
I don't know. What are we doing?
Nothing.
Well, you
planned.
got a place like where kids probably.
That's
Oh yeah,
what-
she wants to hand out candy. I think
Yeah, that'll be nice.
That?
No, I've never handed out candy to kids.
You want to do that? I've
I'm
never
like
done
dying
it either.
to. I already thought of the candy. I'm like, it's so cute.
What's
Like
the candy?
gummy worms.
Oh,
Smart.
good
Kids
call.
love gummy worms.
And people don't really do that for
They
Halloween.
don't.
Yeah.
And just coming from someone who loves candy, I'm like, they always do the chocolates and all that stuff. Like, I'm gonna get them like little gummy worm like bags. That'll be
I love
fun.
that. I would if I were a little kid and I knocked on the door and you opened it, I would be like, even as a young boy, I'd be like, nice. You know what I mean?
You mean like turned up?
Yeah. Well, I'd be like, well, she's hot and very sweet, and just has a really nice energy. So I think the kids will love you.
No, so sweet.
That is. Oh, it's nice. Dude.
It's
Let it
a
rip.
very sweet episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be very
Yes.
wholesome.
Yeah.
People
Yes.
are gonna love it. It's
It's
very,
very
life-affirming.
wholesome.
Hey, look, people want to believe in love. I saw Bros last night,
Oh, you saw Bros?
and I loved it because, like, I mean, I think it's hilarious the way Billy Eichner's reacting to it.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
probably not the best course of action to just blame everybody for your movie not being a hit, but I get it. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was because the whole thing, rom-coms are just very positive about love. They're like, hey, everyone
Yeah.
deserves it. Everyone's a little afraid of it, but it's the best thing this world has to offer.
Exactly.
So get into it. And
Yeah.
I think that's the vibe that this podcast will have too.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, that's
it's good to switch it up. Right?
That's the thing too is prior to meeting you, in my mind I was always kind of like career first.
Yeah, you were
Like,
more compartmentalized about
Yeah.
romance.
Yeah, I was like, people were like, are you relationships and stuff. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? I just, I don't know. I never really sort of anticipated something so, kind of special because I don't know. I never really, I don't know. I guess I kind of a pessimistic view on the whole thing. And then when I met you, it was very rom-com-ish.
Yeah, it felt
Uh,
like it. I was telling all my friends, I'm like, I'm in love with him. Like literally the first month, and they're like, "Okay, you're being dramatic."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, like I this is a feeling I've never felt." And I'm like, now I believe in it because I've
Yeah.
never felt like this before, and I know, other people can attest.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and
Yeah.
if you're feeling down and think you're struck out of love, it's there is someone out there for you, and there's a reason why things don't work out. It's to leave places open for those people who are meant to be in your life.
Totally. And like, yeah, it's sort of, I remember I was talking to Nick, he was on the pod before, the AT Alexander teacher guy, shout out. And he's very he's like a Venice bro, and he's like very sort of like spiritual and thoughtful and loves art and culture and stuff. And he's like, yeah, brother, like that's what all the songs are about. And I was like, whoa.
It's true,
I
yeah.
was telling him about it. He's like, I can see it. You're feeling it. And I was like, dude. Like, and so, yeah, it was very kind of just when people say you just kind of like can feel it. It's very clear.
And it does make all that stuff hit harder. Like when you're in love and you hear like a certain song,
Yeah.
there's like moments in your life when you're not in that feeling where you'll hear the song, you're like Bruno Mars sucks.
Yeah.
But then you'll be driving when you're in love and you'll hear a Bruno Mars song and you'll be like, it's the realest shit anyone's ever written down.
Yeah.
It just like comes to life in a way.
Totally.
And I think that's what love does. It makes everything just come to life more.
Yeah, totally.
I think so too.
Yeah, it just animates everything in a brighter, more positive kind of optimism.
Yeah. I was listening to so much Usher when we first met, just nonstop.
What song in particular?
Yeah.
I was listening to
Yeah.
I was listening to nonstop.
In the club with the homies, trying
Yeah.
to get a little.
Just nonstop. So if you're doing that, audience, that's a good sign. If you're listening to fuck, dude.
It's funny you bring that up. That was like the first song that I remember listening to. Very first song ever.
Really?
Oh,
Do you guys
interesting.
remember like the very first song you ever heard? Yeah was one of them, or one that I would listen. I had like a little CD and little headphones, and I just play it on repeat.
That was a great album.
Yeah,
It had like
was
Confessions on it and Burn, and that whole album was just wall to wall
amazing.
bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my first. That was Cat Stevens. If you want to sing out, sing out. But I very distinctly remember hearing that for the first time in my parents' car and being like, "Whoa, this is music." Just makes sense. You
Yeah,
don't need any
it
kind
does.
of like education to get it. You can just be 3 or 4 wherever you have the ability to remember those moments, and then the song will hit, and you're like, "Holy shit, yeah!"
Yeah. For me, mine was Chumbawamba.
I get knocked down, but I get up. That was a tough. I remember hearing that the band's name was Chumbawamba, and like that broke my brain. I was like, "What kind of name is Chumbawamba?"
Yeah.
I know. I was.
I didn't know how to
what?
say it. I'd like look at it on paper, and I was like, "What the fuck are these guys named?"
Yeah. When I was like 6, and I went to Borders. Shout out. I think you
Great
guys are out of
bookstore.
biz. Yeah, Borders was the shit back in the day. When
I
they
did like
do Harry
Borders.
Potters.
Yeah.
Did you had a Borders too?
Yeah.
And when you get to junior high, you start being like, "Hey, they got Kama Sutra books here," and your friends are like, "Can we get off on that?" And you're like, "I don't know, but like, let's find out."
Oh yeah, when you see those like illustrations, dude. Like the Stargazer, which is where
God bless you.
that's so cute.
That was a very sweet sneeze.
Yeah, that was the
The
sweetest.
second one had a little more
I
Yeah,
know.
the
I
first
was
one,
trying
like,
to
"Is
be
that
quiet,
really a
and then I was like,
sneeze?"
whatever. I'm just gonna let it fly.
Oh, so went to Borders about Chumbawamba and Sugar Ray, and so you can embrace, get some. I love Mark McGrath, dude. The
He's a
last
good dude.
douche. Yeah.
We should talk about also Chad related. Another huge musician, huge influence on us.
Oh right.
The OG Chad Kroeger from Nickelback talked about you on the Mario Lopez show.
That's right.
He's never addressed your guys's that you guys have the same names before. I don't even think he's ever addressed any of it. But
Yeah, should we play it?
yeah,
Chad, what do you think about that comic who pranks town halls, calls himself Chad Kroeger?
I think that's his real name, isn't it?
I don't know, because everything that dude says is like
Not.
a prank. So I don't know if he's joking. I don't know if it's his real name.
I think his name actually is Chad Kruger. I say Kruger, Kroeger. You guys are used to saying Kroger because of you guys have the
The supermarket.
The supermarket in
Yeah.
America. Yeah.
Oh, is it Kruger? Okay.
Yeah, it's Kruger. There's we took the umlaut out. I'm going to put the umlaut back on.
I don't think it's going to help. I don't think it's going to help. But
I don't think it's going to help either. But anyway, I think that I think his name actually is.
Is that his actual name?
And I wish he would say that he has no affiliation with the band, because he goes to these town hall meetings and he's like, yeah, I just want to say that we should be able to party later, because we like to party, and I love to party my whole life. And they're like, thank you very much, Chad, and they just like cut this guy off.
I like that dude.
I think there's a missed opportunity here. I think we have to get Chad Kroger and Chad Kruger together to like unify for a good cause of some sort. I think there's something there.
There's got to be a crossover. I agree.
I think there is. Yeah.
I agree.
Whoa.
Good luck on that.
Dude, Mario's going to town for us.
And dude, Kroger's open to the crossover.
Dude, yeah.
That could be big.
That's huge.
Yeah, shout out to Chad Kruger. Dude, we're here.
I could picture when he said the crossover, it's like the 2023 version of Live Aid. You guys are on stage holding hands triumphantly up in the air, just getting this whole crowd of 100,000 boosted, streamed worldwide. All the money's going to a good cause. Amazon deforestation, the coral, perineum sunning awareness, whatever it may be. I think that feels like it's going to happen.
Dude, world peace achieved.
Yeah.
I think we should introduce them at a concert. Come out on the mic, be like, you guys fucking ready?
What up? Whatever town they're in. Like, what up, Albuquerque?
Yeah. You guys ready for Nickelback? Because I'm sure they have a new album coming out, so I
Yeah.
think they're going on tour.
That's amazing. Can't wait to
so
listen.
cool. I love Nickelback.
They're the
I still
best.
listen to
Me too.
them.
They're
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
I like it's so funny. I like Far Away.
Yeah.
I like
I think that's their best album.
yeah. Photograph. Look at this photograph.
Yeah, Photograph's good. I like Rockstar.
Rockstar. Oh, that's a
I
classic.
want to be a rock star. We should say next time we go to be like Chad Kroger affiliated with Nickelback. Yeah, so that's huge news. So maybe call to action for the Stokers. Reach out to Chad. Let him know that we want to make this thing happen. It could change the world. So just DM him nonstop.
Yeah, DM his ass. With much respect. Be nice, be nice.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, we love you. We love this other Chad. Love to see you guys chat it up together.
Yeah, let's get a groundswell of support coming in.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard that?
Elated.
Hell yeah.
He knows who we are. And he seems like a great guy.
Seems down to earth,
Really
easy
nice,
going.
sensible, yeah. Just loves to rock out and have a good time. I mean, I think he's probably trying to, play it cool. Like he's saying, don't say you're with Nickelback because we don't party as much, but I think they do party as much. Kevin called me last night. He's like, you're not doing Cocktober? And I show you, so like Stern asked us to do all these things like for Cocktober, which Cocktober's hilarious. I love Cocktober, but for us, I think, I think we're down to show dong. But I think tying like a golf club to our dongs or like a fishing poles.
Yeah, there was 3 different cock events. One was that I would tie a magnet to my cock and like suck quarters out of Chad's butt with it. One was I would tie a fishing string to my dick and like we would fish for like floating balls out of a water bowl. And then the last one was smacking spaghetti straps in half with our penises.
Okay, that's hilarious. That's my favorite.
It's all so honored that they would ask me to do that. But yeah, a voice in my head said maybe you shouldn't. But I'm happy to go on there and be naked for the whole interview. I think that would be really fun. And I'd love to answer questions sincerely while, totally vulnerable with my naked bod. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We love Stern.
We love Stern, yeah. Kevin said he would totally do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, get Kevin on there.
Dude, we should get Kevin on there. Babe, how do you feel? How would you feel about me tying a fishing pole to my cock and fishing out of JT's ass?
I love it.
That's really nice.
So you think we made the wrong decision?
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you think, knowing my schlong, that I could break spaghetti sticks?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, the option's always there.
Well, we could try it tonight.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to make pasta. Anyways, yeah. What else? What else is going on?
Have you guys have any like kids' names picked out or anything like that on the Harrison Fard kick?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll hear names and I'll just like randomly say things to Tom like, "Oh, that's a cool name for like a kid if we have kids." And he's like, "Haha." He just like laughs. I think it makes him uncomfortable.
No, I like the idea. You mentioned we mentioned some for a girl. There's one I really liked. Well, we were thinking for a dog Lola, which I'm very psyched on. We want to get a golden retriever named Lola, and we want to get a Cavapoo. We haven't thought about Cavapoo names.
I know, that's something.
Is that a kind of dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that Sarah has.
It's a Cavalier Poodle mix. Literally, that
Very
dog is. I fell in love with that kind of breed once she got it, and I was like, I need to have one. They're the cutest. They're the cutest.
Yeah, and so for the Cavapoo, I don't know.
Have you guys made headway on the dog?
So I think in November I was gonna start reaching out to people, and then I actually wanted to ask the stokers if they know any we want to get a golden retriever and a Cavapoo. So if you guys have any hookups,
Yeah, show us. Tell us.
but on for a Cavapoo, I don't know.
I keep telling Tom, I'm like, can we get a dog? I literally was like so desperate. I've made a friend outside by our door.
Oh yeah.
It's a brown widow spider named Fred. I think it's a girl, but I still call her Fred. And she had a nest like right where the drain is, like when rain hits the roof and it drains to the ground. She hides in there, and then she has a web that she comes out at night. And I've watched her literally like kill a bug, which was so cool. I've never seen like a spider like its whole process of like killing its prey and like eating it, and it like pokes at it and then it like spins it in its web and then it consumes it. It's interesting. But she had a nest, and Tom and I were so scared to let that
Yeah, so I basically killed the nest. I took a stick and I just because it was behind the drain, so I just killed the nest, and then we sprayed water through it. And I think it's as a duplex renter, I felt it necessary just to prevent infestation of brown widows. But Fred was unharmed.
I had an attachment to Fred because it was like a pet to me because I really wanted to.
Yeah, Fred was unharmed physically. I think emotionally a little bit damaged, it seems. He's not as...
He doesn't come out anymore. And I tell Tom, I'm like, Fred's back, but he's not coming out.
So Fred is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their progeny, Chad wiped him out.
Yeah, I latered him.
That's okay. I think spiders, they know that's part of the drill.
Right? I think she's already preparing. She's waiting for another mate. I think that's why we haven't seen much of her.
The same way, we all have to go through our course of love before we find the person at the finish line.
Exactly.
I think Fred has a lot of good love and a lot of good family life in their future.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. And I read about brown widows too. I think she'll find a new mate and then eat him, and I think he'll be even more delicious than the last.
Is that what brown widows do after they're done with the consommé?
And black widows, yeah.
Yeah, they make love and then they eat
the woman kills the man?
Yeah.
If the man can't get away.
Yeah. Which we've gotten close to that sometimes.
When you're at that wedding reception, you're like, hey, enjoy this walk, bro.
Yeah.
This is it. You're like a groomsman. You're like, this is it for you, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, sometimes.
Good knowing you, dude.
Sometimes after, I'm like, I'll tell her, I'll be like, eat me. And you've gotten close.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of that cannibal stuff. A little of that Army Hammer action.
Yeah, the opposite.
Yeah, flip it, gender bend it. I think that's nice. Now you're giving her the agency. I mean, that was half the problem.
Well, you can eat me if you want. Yeah, I don't want to eat.
I'll put some maple syrup on you. Like you put your maple syrup on your raw meat.
Yeah. What do you do?
Eat beef liver raw with maple syrup on it.
Beef liver. It's crazy to look at.
Yeah.
I had some like a year ago.
Yeah, it's well, you got veal liver.
Right.
Where you ate
You
it.
did.
Like, can I get food poisoning?
I was a little worried.
Can I get food poisoning?
Yeah, I was
But you can't.
at the Grove at a butcher, and I was like, oh, they have liver. And I was with someone who was like into that stuff. They were like, yeah, do it. And then just like this really like liquid soaked kind of squishy meat, cut some slivers of it and just housed it. And then immediately
Raw?
afterwards. Mm-hmm.
What does it taste like?
I don't remember. It wasn't good. You kind of got to just force it up. But I wasn't eating it for any sort of
Eating
like,
it for the nutrients.
I was eating it for the nutrients and to better understand what he was talking about. But
It tastes metallic. Like metal. Because there's so much iron in there.
Yeah.
have you tried it yet?
No.
Have you done the ice bath?
Yes.
How was that?
I love them.
Yeah. It's still broken, I think.
What?
Yeah, we gotta fix it.
They haven't fixed it? I thought they fixed it.
No, I tried it the other day and it wasn't working, so I'm trying to get a hold of him.
So you paid $250 for it to be broken still?
Yeah, I've been calling the guy to get him back.
Has he answered?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
he's gonna come
I was
Tuesday.
like-
Then we had a thing, so I'll get him back.
I know how much you love your ice bath.
Thanks, babe.
It's big.
He loves it.
I
You know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Have you gotten in it?
Yeah, a handful of times. If I go over there, I'll hop in.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
always
great,
great. It's so
yeah.
refreshing. Your skin feels incredible afterwards. It's just like, I don't know. There's like a tautness to your skin afterwards, and
Yep.
it just feels like it's like so firm and like healthy, and then my brain gets a nice boost from it too, where I again, like I don't even know like what it's doing inside my body, but I just know afterwards I feel more capable. Maybe it's because I put myself through
Yeah.
something difficult, but I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for anything now.
It's cool.
It's like a natural high. It
It's-
really jacks you up.
It is, yeah. It's really good for you too. Like the benefits are crazy.
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah.
You get that vascular health, immunity. Sometimes I do too much that I make myself sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time it was like 30 degrees out.
Yeah.
You were like, I stayed in there for 5 minutes. You're like, I've been in bed for 4 hours trying to warm up.
Yeah, I got the flu. I gave
You're
myself.
like, I
the
wonder
flu.
why.
Yeah.
It's tough though. You want to keep pushing it.
Yeah.
I get it. You're
and
like,
he loves to push.
yeah, because if it's 3 minutes, you're like, well, if 3 minutes is this good, well, then 5 minutes is going to be maybe like, almost double the benefits.
Yeah. You gotta push it to the limit. Gotta push it to the limit.
Yeah, sometimes you got to know where only those who go too far know where the edge is.
Absolutely.
And, the road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom.
I like that.
And
I
they're-
do too.
And they're blasting DJ hits in there, and it's a fucking bop. It's a party.
Then you meet Kennedy. I love your name. So your name is. She's named after an MTV VJ.
Oh, sure. I know
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah.
Why'd your parents pick that?
My mom, she loved Kennedy, the VJ back in the day, and she was like, that's the first one who comes out is Kennedy, the second one who comes out is Callahan. And so, yeah,
Very
I was
cool
the first.
name. I love both your names.
Oh.
I remember I had my phone as Kennedy, and I was telling her, I was like, isn't that the coolest name? I just love your name. And also that you're named after a VJ. Like growing up, MTV VJs were just the best.
Oh, the coolest.
Yeah.
The coolest.
It was the dream gig. That's why when they would do that like competition to see who got the gig,
Yeah.
I was so invested. I was like, because
Oh.
there's no better gig.
Yeah.
Like Carson Daly was as cool as you could be for me.
Yeah. I was like, one of my other favorite VJs was Kurt Loder. Which that'd be funny if that was your name.
Yeah.
He brought a lot of class to it.
Kurt Loder.
He was like the most dignified out of all of them.
He was. He's like, was he like 80 now?
He was old,
He's old.
but there was something about him where you're like, I trust this guy. He had like news anchor.
Yeah, he was the MTV News guy.
Yeah, there was a seriousness to him. Yeah, he would announce all the deaths.
He was our Walter Cronkite.
He really was.
Right. Dude, I've been watching some old Walter Cronkite stuff where he talks about like JFK and the moon landing, where he's just very. Back in those days, he's just very the news
passionate
had like
about it.
very objective kind of, and those were like two moments where he couldn't help but show emotion. So like on JFK, he sort of like has to take a moment to like wipe a tear, and then on the moon landing, he's just beaming. He's just
Well, it's nice too because it's signifying to America like that this is a significant moment.
Yeah.
Because like with all the other stuff, he was chill. So you're like, okay, well maybe I won't freak out about this. But then when he does show emotion, you're like, okay, if Walter's there, that means we should all be there
Yeah.
because he wouldn't jump the gun on this stuff.
Speaking of which, the moon. We were just watching some TikToks on the moon. That, you know, the moon they're claiming is an alien satellite, and they're claiming that the moon is hollow, and it's artificial, and it's which
These guys are scientists, right?
TikTok scientists, and I was convinced.
Well, there are whoever created that video backed up with scientists and their names and their studies and like really factual information, and it was very believable.
Yeah.
So after I watched that, I was like,
So what's the benefit? Like, what do they get out of having? What are they making there or doing there that's making them keep us in the dark about it? And also, like, what would we find out that would make it bad if they had just told us it was that the whole time?
Well, they didn't get into the intentions of the aliens, but they're basically saying.
Sorry, I missed that part, that it's alien satellite.
So they basically said that the astronauts landed there, and then so there's a couple things about the moon that they were pointing out. First, it's the biggest moon in relation to the distance to our planet and its, you know, size. Compared to every other moon in our solar system, it's the biggest and the closest, which is like it's
and
just.
in any other, like, they also studied, you know, other like moons from other, you know, closer galaxies, and noticed like there's a consistency, and
Yeah.
our moon, it's inconsistent with
it's an anomaly.
yeah.
And another point is that the astronauts, now I'd have to talk to them about this, but the astronauts on the Apollo missions, when they landed, I guess they were testing the density, and they like shot a rocket into the moon, and it reverberated.
And it reverberated for hours after. They could hear it.
Yeah, like sort of like it was like
a gong.
Like it was empty inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And okay, listen to this. Then they said that there were, you know, those where you see the asteroid impacts. They're all the same depth.
Like all the ones that hit it.
Like, you know, the
none
ones
go
that,
deeper than the other ones on
yeah,
impact.
you know, there's sort of like the ones on Earth. It's like a very clear where it went, like the deepest part it went, and it's sort of shaped like that. On this, it's just even.
Yeah.
Moon can take a hit.
So I don't know.
Yeah. And what was the other thing? It doesn't tilt. Its orbit is just you'll never see the back of the moon. That's what it is.
The
You
dark
can't
side.
no
Dark
one's
side of
ever
the moon.
seen that.
It's just modest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll only see the front. When you look up in the sky, you've only seen that side of the moon, and you
Yeah.
will only ever see that side of the moon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know, it's juicy stuff.
It is juicy.
Yeah. Stuff gets me going.
I love those TikToks.
Yeah.
Conspiracy stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of magic in it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I mean, we made out pretty hard once we watched that video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff.
Once we learned, when you learn truth, you know, when you were
It
exposed.
really turns you on.
Yeah, when
Like, truth is
And
just...
you find another truth finder.
Yeah.
And you guys
Oh,
found each
that's-
other.
Yeah.
When you're exposed to truth, yeah, I mean, I think we share this. It's
yeah,
just
we do. I'm
the
a
Randy
huge-
meter is just
yeah,
off the charts.
Huge.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to answer some cues?
Yeah. Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast. I got candy. Hey,
Hey.
your hair looks great.
Hey, so does yours.
Thanks. We got a new Netflix show out, Chad and JT Go Deep. Watch it now. Check it out. You're going to love it. And we also have tour dates coming up. We're coming to a city near you. We are coming to Seattle next. There's shows are selling out. There's going to be a couple late shows added. So if you want the early show, hop on that train now. Late show, hop on that train. Boston, New York, Nashville, Chicago, Salt Lake City, Denver, and Atlanta. So we're coming to a city near you. Get tickets at chadandjt.com. We're also brought to you by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pure, for looking after our hog, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean. Because, Candy, how do you feel about my manscaping? It's pretty on point, right?
It's pretty on point. I'd have to give it to them for sure.
Yeah. I remember,
Before you started using them, I mean, it's a whole different story.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember when I, sort of unwailed to you, you were like, does someone trim your pubes? And I was like, no, I do that. She thought it was professionally
I
done.
really did, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Because I had like a palm tree in there and design. Maybe that doesn't work. Anyways, but the Lawnmower 4.0 is amazing. The Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. They have, it's the fall. It's fall ball fall. And they got the platinum package, 10-part, everything you need to keep your whole body looking fresh and clean. It's got advanced skin safe technology. They've got body wash, shampoo, conditioner. And guys, get on the Manscaped train. Kennedy says you should.
It's actually, I mean, it'll change your game with the ladies too. I noticed, so yes.
Amazing. So go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code GODEEP. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunks. Time to shine. All right, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, we went to Talladega. We went to the car races out there. What a fun group of people. They get after it.
Oh, Talladega was awesome.
Yeah, we were in the infield. We stayed in an RV. So you're there with like the hardest partying people who enjoy NASCAR. It was funny too, because they would be like, they're so warm and they're so open to just hanging out with new people and to talking to you, and like they weren't afraid of the camera at all. And then they were obsessed with titties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard titties mentioned that much since junior high.
They loved it.
Every guy, like after, I don't even know how the conversation always got there, but after a minute, whoever we were talking to would just be like, titties, I want to see titties. And then they were funny too, because like they would kind of swarm the gals who were there and try to see some titties. And at one point I was like, dudes, relax, like lay off the gal. And then the girl was like, shut up to me. She was like, you're a pussy. I'm here to show titties. I get it. And I was like, okay, just different values. But it was fun, man. And then this will be in the video, so I can cut this if we think it's not too big of a giveaway. But they have like a stripper thing set up, and there's a couple girls who it's like their profession who dance on it. But you could tell the crowd, they wanted, people who hadn't planned on doing that.
Passionate amateurs, yeah.
Yeah, passionate amateurs, exactly. And they got some girls up there, and there was like 400 dudes, just like the way the guys would just swarm when there was a gal. It was primal, and it made it easy to film because you're like, all right, well, let's go over there. And then I was like, Chad, let's get up there. So we get up there, we start dancing. Crowd starts booing. Me and Chad like make out for a couple seconds. Crowd goes ballistic. But the people who were the most pissed were the girls who were dancing, because we were like ruining the show. So I kissed Chad, and then the girls just go, "Get the fuck off!" and like shoved us off the stage. It was so funny.
There's one guy who had just like he had this whole setup. It was basically like basically like a giant wagon with, I think there was a bar on there, and then you had a wheel that you could spin different ways to show your tits. And so
There was like 12 options too.
and dude, he was serious. Like I was trying to like play with him a little bit. I'm like, "Can I get your mic?" He's like, "Hey, stand back. All right, ladies, who wants to spin the wheel?" And then he'd spin the wheel, and it'd be like whipped cream. He's like, "Looks like you gotta put whipped cream on your tits." And I'm like, this guy just waits all year for that moment. Where
He's ready for it.
Yeah.
They were, and the people to like beyond that, they were really, really fun. Like it was some of the most fun partying energy I've been around. Like I tasted moonshine for the first time.
That's right.
This guy was like, "You got to drink some moonshine." I'd shotgun like 6 or 7 beers with the folks there, and I was like, "I don't know, dude. I don't know." I sipped it, dude. That stuff, it's like a stimulant. You just boom. I was so excited after I had it, and then I kept drinking it. But then I was like, I heard that stuff can sneak up on you. So at a certain point, I was like, "Oh, I gotta call it." But you couldn't taste the booze in the moonshine. It tasted like apple juice. I couldn't believe that was booze.
Yeah.
It was some of the best tasting booze I've ever had. Because I normally don't like the taste of alcohol, but that stuff I was like, I could drink this forever. It was really fun.
Speaking of which, I remember one of my favorite moments is because you mentioned shotgunning. We watched the Super Bowl together, and Kennedy.
I love football.
Oh yeah.
Football, literally, it's my dad's a huge fan. We've had season tickets to the Raiders and it's been handed down from his dad who passed. We've had him in our family for like 30 years.
And they've had some great teams over those
They
decades
have.
because they won some
They
Super
haven't-
Bowls in the 70s, right?
Exactly, yeah. And they
Kenny
had a great
Stabler?
coach. And actually, the coach's, I think his nephew is I think it's McVay, right? McVay was the old Raider coach.
He's the Rams coach.
Or Rams coach, not Ram. He's related to someone who was affiliated with the Raiders. That name, because his father.
Davis? Al Davis's son? Mark Davis? The guy who runs the team?
No.
The coach,
They were
Josh
talking about it at
McDaniel?
maybe I'm confused.
I got confused because I was trying to make sure it was Ken Stabler.
I'm
Wait,
not really
who's
good
it?
with names, but what was I?
Gruden?
No, the last name was it. They were celebrating. It was when they played the Broncos. They talked about it.
John Madden?
No, I can't remember. I'm just an idiot.
No, you're not.
I can't remember.
You've
but
already shown more football knowledge than a lot of folk.
I'm not really good with names. That's my one thing, but I know faces. But anyways, yeah, we had a good coach. Can't remember his name. But he was really good. Led the team to some really good victories. But recently, I mean, not good. But I'm
It's been
a
tough sledding
real
with it.
fan. I will stick with them even when they're the lowest. I mean, they had a great game on Sunday. They beat the Broncos, their rival, and
Let's go.
so I was fired up. But sorry,
Yeah.
continue your story.
So we're at the Super Bowl, and sometimes she'll turn to me to like ask, for something, and she just like she's like, "Can we shotgun some Bud Light?" And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah.
Well, yeah, because normally if something's coming in that tone, you're worried. It's like, hey, I think we got to leave, or like, you think it's going to be a buzz kill. But that's the opposite.
Yeah. The best request.
That's a buzz accelerator. You're like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Raiders game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we are.
But
I'm excited.
Who they
should
playing?
shotgun.
They're playing the Texans.
Oh, that'll be fun. Are you guys going in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
after
you're going
Seattle.
back.
So we're going to Seattle, and then we're flying into. I'm flying from Seattle to Vegas.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's
I haven't
gonna be
been to
fun.
the new stadium. The new stadium's insane.
Looks
You
like
guys
an
you went, right?
Yeah, it looks like an alien ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
It's-
JT.
Oh,
Yeah, I had an extra tick, so
That
I
is-
was getting home earlier.
I'm so jealous. Yeah, he just didn't, and he didn't say anything. All I go is I'm on Instagram, I'm at work, I check his story. He's at a Raider game. I'm like, you forget to tell
I
me
did
you're
text
at my
you.
you're at
You
my
don't- you just don't
favorite.
you don't check the text.
Whoa, bro.
I did text.
Bro, how you gonna miss that, dog?
Well, it was a last minute decision, but I did text you.
Remember, I was like, what? You're at the Raider football game right now?
Well, you
Are
know
you
what?
kidding me?
I felt 'cause I don't know. I was like, you're at work, and I was like, I don't know.
I'm
Felt
just
bad.
putting you on the spot. No,
No,
you're
no,
right. I don't check my texts. Yeah.
We,
but-
we were also, that was like the most burnt out we've ever been. We've
Oh,
been
yeah.
like traveling
Oh, yeah.
nonstop and like doing like,
You guys were on a sick one.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
the most tired I've ever been.
Yeah, just all that travel across coast. You guys went from
We went
LA to New York or it was like North Carolina back to LA. Then you went to Hawaii. Then you went to New York. Then you went to, Alabama.
Yeah, it was a lot of travel. It's made me more comfortable with airplanes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
I'm very because I was afraid of them before, and now we fly so much. I'm like totally at ease on them. And then yeah, it's been, but it was tired. I'm sure he was just exhausted at that Raider game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited though. But it was funny at the Super Bowl. I was like, because we wanted the Bengals to win, and I was like, whenever they score, let's shotgun. So we maybe shotgun like 4 or 5 beers. And one of my friend's little sisters, I went to Chapman, and she was younger, and I actually went and visited her it was like a year ago. And she taught me how to shotgun just by like using your tooth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's opening.
So
it
I was
too.
opening it for the first time, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like using a key. I'm like, "Nah, not this pussy."
Yeah.
That's
Like we
badass,
use our
too.
teeth.
Dudes in Talladega were doing that too. One guy, I was like, "Hey, anyone have a key?"
You have to be careful.
He
It's
took
bad.
his vape cartridge apart. He took his
that's
vape
right.
apart and just stabbed it. I was like, the resourcefulness. I was
Yeah.
blown away.
Dude, I met one guy who would take a bite and then he could lift it, like the whole top part of the can,
They were
like
pros.
a soup can. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That guy was a beast.
It was
We got it
fun.
on video.
How fun is that?
All right, big Q up top. Hey guys, I'm lucky enough to have a dank-ass wife I love dearly. We recently got the news we were expecting a child in April. I'm super fired up on the news, but I have a ton of anxiety, as one should.
Yep.
We're waiting on the genetic testing results, which cover any health issues that could be passed down through genes. The biggest concern is that my child could test positive for being a schmoll. Is being a schmoll a hereditary gene? Will it show up on a Punnett square? I don't think I am a schmoll, but what if it's laying deep inside, waiting to come out? What if my kids is a schmoll? Any advice would be greatly appreciated on the sitch. Well, first of all, dude, it's a recessive gene. So if you and your wife are both, I mean, everyone has schmolls in their family, so there's a small percentage chance that it could pass. No one's immune to it. I've seen it touch every tribe I've ever been around. But I think your chances are good. And from this email, I can tell you're pretty chill. So I think your baby's got a good shot at coming out cool. And then the other thing is that I think being a schmoll is like epigenetic, where it can be influenced by, your environment. So even if the baby does have the schmoll gene, it's not a death sentence in terms of his legitness. It's something that can be worked on. And the sooner you find out about it, the better, because you'll just surround him with good people and good content, like some Nickelback, some Fast and Furious, some shotgunning. And I think I have a lot of faith in the community, both the nuclear and the broader, that you guys will get this kid on the right track no matter what. He's going to be all right.
Yeah, babe, do you have any thoughts on how to make offspring schmoll proof?
I think JT said it well. And I think, again, just surrounding him with some bros, and don't subject him to those, those schmolly kind of kids on the playground, just put him in some sports, put him in, have him watch, what's a good movie of that?
Fast and Furious, Taken.
Everybody wants some.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants some.
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You. That's a great one. But yeah, it's kind of,
You've Got Mail.
yeah,
Sleepless in Seattle.
all those good ones. Just,
Yeah. I think too, if you see schmolly qualities starting to appear, there's no shame in going to therapy. Taking him to therapy, and the therapist is like, "What's going on?" And you're like, "He's starting to act like a little bit of a schmoll," and I think they can kind of, help. There's never anything wrong with going to a professional to seek, help.
And
Yeah,
then
I
every
agree.
kid's gonna have schmoll moments too, so don't.
Of
Yeah.
course, that's growing pains.
we all have
Yeah.
schmoll moments.
And then call him out.
You got to call him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a schmoll moment.
You're being his schmoll.
It's like a 1-year-old. You're being a schmoll right now.
They can handle it.
They're looking at you.
They can take it. It's important to, give voice to
what?
it.
What?
Yeah, and just put him around some non-schmoll professionals, surf instructors, swim instructors, guitar teachers.
Oh, yeah, you got to get a guitar teacher in there.
Get a cool guitar teacher, like a kid who's paying his way through grad school.
Take him paintballing so he can sort of experience what it's like to get shot.
To get owned.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
important.
maybe shot is the wrong word. To get,
Bag them.
to get bagged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question. Other one that's child related. Hey dudes, I got really drunk last night and I drank all my wife's breast milk. I've never done this before. I was starving. I didn't look. I just grabbed at what I could find. My baby is crying and hungry. Do I come clean to my wife? I feel a ton of shame. What do I do?
He can own up to it and just say, babe, I had to because there was a stray cat outside and it needed some food. It was about to die. I couldn't, on my conscience, since we have a child ourselves, let this stray kitten go and she'll take him
Oh,
as a
he gave the
hero.
kitten-
That's
Give kitten
genius.
milk.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave the kitten milk.
You can never get mad at an animal.
Yeah,
lover.
you can't.
Would you be upset if I drank all your breast milk?
No, because I knew you gave it to a cat outside.
Right.
Yeah, what he doesn't say is it wasn't in the fridge. He literally jumped her in the middle of the night
Yeah, waking
from the
up.
tap.
What does he do about the crying baby?
Pacifiers are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, shut the door.
How old is yours?
it's almost 2.
Oh yeah, He's a good dad.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Oh,
he
I
have great
bet.
dad energy?
Yes, he does. I was
I'll
gonna
try.
say.
He's my
Oh,
dad.
we never got to kids' names too. What were?
I like Jack for a guy. I like
Yeah, Jack's
like
a
I
good
know
one.
you told me you like strong names
Zach
for
Jack,
men. You don't like
Mm.
pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, these new age names. Where this is my kid, Curtin. You're like, what? Yeah, they're like, this is Curtin, this is Chandelier. You're like, what the fuck are you naming your kids after shit in the house?
What were the girl names you liked too?
I like Cecilia
Mm-hmm.
for a girl.
Pretty
Just
name.
it's pretty. I heard it in a movie.
Yeah.
And then your mother for short
by
is
Cece.
Cece. So I thought that'd be cute because we'd call her Cece for short.
Yeah.
That's after your mom. But I like more like elegant like women's names.
No, I leave it up to you because you got great taste.
But you get to pick the boy. I'll get to pick the girl.
Yeah, I trust your taste for both.
Magnus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Magnus.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, he doesn't.
You hated Magnus, dude.
Brutus.
That's cool. All right, next cue. Dear Chad and JT, last spring I got into a very intense friends with benefits situation with a girl. The concept was that this was completely casual, but we ended up spending every day together, sleeping over at each other's place multiple nights a week. And when I left town to work for the summer, we talked every single day, sometimes for hours, and also planned and took trips to see each other over those months. But we were never exclusive and would sleep with other people, often sharing those details of the relationships with each other. Over the summer, things became messy for a number of reasons, and we decided that being friends was probably best. However, our communication levels didn't change. We just no longer had sex or talked about sex. In my opinion, we had created dependency on each other emotionally and, for me at least, also sexually, making the just friends situation very frustrating. Now we are back in the same city with our lives being interconnected in certain ways. Same friends, activities, events. We look after each other. We look after each other's dogs, etc. And it's become too difficult for me to just be friends with this person. I've tried to put in boundaries in terms of trying to cut almost all communication with her and only seeing her when I have to, but it hasn't worked. We still frequently talk and see each other in a practical sense, and cutting the fun communication out has really hurt. I feel like I've lost a close friend while now also being consumed with jealousy and frustration due to the sexual exploits we used to get up to being cut out, which I didn't experience when we were hooking up. Oh, the jealousy, copy. I'm completely twisted up over this situation. It occupies a lot of my mental space and has made it difficult to be with other women due to how in my head I am. I'm 30 years old and find this whole situation to be so embarrassing and young. Oh, no, man, it's not. This is very common, dude, for everybody of any age. Dude, I know people, like friends' parents, who have, like, become single recently, and they go through all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is just dating. I mean, I know how you feel, and I feel those things too, but be easy on yourself. I've been trying to process all this with my therapist and friends, but thought I'd check and see what my humble stoker's take is on this fucked up situation. Anyways, apologies for the long email. I've been listening for years and absolutely love the pod. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love.
Two things. Do we know how things got messy?
Probably hooking up with other people and then talking about it and people getting upset because feelings were involved.
Yeah, not being as casual as they were
Yeah.
trying to be. Like, I mean, if you're
It never works
taking
that way.
trips to,
It
like,
never
visit
works
people.
that way.
Yeah, you got to be really. The thing is, if you're gonna do that, you have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you can't.
As he was describing their relationship, I was like, "Oh, you guys are in love, actually."
Yeah, that's why I kind of like. When he was like it got hard, I was like, well, yeah, because I think if you're gonna do friends with benefits, you got to like not spend the night at their houses. You got to like not go visit them when they're in like other. All that stuff, we can't help it. It sends a different message. Even if we're intellectually like, this is casual, your like real chemistry doesn't understand that and starts to feel attached to people. I
When
think
you consistently hook up with someone and spend the night, you're gonna develop feelings.
one person at least.
Yeah, at least.
And then the other person's kind of like, I hope they're not catching feelings, but you
Yeah.
kind of know, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they can sense it.
Yeah, and you
for
can feel it in
sure.
yourself where you're like, okay, I'm getting in deep here.
Yeah.
Babe, do you have any thoughts on how we can rectify this sitch? Do you think he should go for it and try to date her?
Yeah, have they had that? Did he explain if they've talked about
No,
like dating or anything, or
it doesn't seem like he's taken the full swing yet.
So-
I feel like he would have told us that.
yeah, it sounds like he's in, he's been just in his head this whole time, and I say just do it. Life's too short. You're not gonna, you wondering about what if this could be a thing is only gonna kill you more. Like, get it over with. Tell her how you feel. If that's not it, then that's not it. There's something else out there for you, but at least and he's not just wallowing in his
No, rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you got like two options.
You
You're
do.
either with her or you guys got to give each other real space so
Exactly.
you can move on. Because you can't be in this holding pattern any longer. You're out of fuel. I think there's some guys, like I have friends who are kind of like fuckboys who, like the moment they get out of the casual thing, they're like, I was in love with her. And you're like, you for sure were not in love with her. It's only the prospect of losing her that's making you
feel
this way. But I don't actually get that from this guy. I think you guys are in love. I did see Bros last night, so I'm hot on love right now. But I think you guys are in love. I don't think anything you did was that bad because everybody was honest about it. So I would say let's do it for real and put away all the BS and let's fucking love each other.
Yeah, I wonder why they just opted for the friends with benefits thing when they're doing that.
I think they were in different cities.
They're in different cities, so now they're and things
Now
got
they're the
messy.
same.
Now,
Yeah, they're in the same city.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and let me know how you feel about this from a female perspective. I think you should ask her out to dinner, like signifying that it's a date. Like, be like, hey, I want to take you out to steak, which we bonded over on our first date. We both love steak.
I remember when you said that. You told me that.
Oh my
Dude,
God,
she
yeah.
loves steak.
He came back. He's like, she's the one. She loves steak.
But yeah, because she was like,
I'm
what?
like question master. I'm like, what's your favorite food? What's this? What's that? What's this? He's like, steak. And I literally looked at him and I was like, no one says that, but I say that too. And I was like, no way. Your favorite meal is steak? Mine is too.
She makes a killer steak. One of my favorite hobbies is watching Kennedy grill. Anyways, I'd say ask her on a date. Yeah. I'd ask her on a date, and just sort of, I don't think do you think he has to say that he's feeling things, or do you think that asking on a date will imply like, hey?
I think asking on a date will imply she's a smart girl. She's gonna know. But
Yeah.
I think, depending on like their situation, it sounds like they like watch each other's animals and like, they like see each other. So it's like they're very friendly. So you don't want to like be like overwhelming, but just kind of if you're too scared to just jump all in, just be like, ask her out, see if she wants to go to dinner, and just see how she does, and but honestly, I'm here for it. Sounds like you guys do have a connection, and there's a reason why you guys are back in that same city. So
Yeah, something like, hey, I heard that there's a Good Burger pop-up.
yeah.
Maybe we should
And
cruise.
girls do love attention. So her knowing that if she's unaware that he likes her, which I'm
Dudes like attention too.
exactly.
People
it's
love
a two-way
that.
street.
That feeds us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. When I'm not getting attention, I'll act bad just to get some
Just to
attention.
get it.
Yeah.
Talk like a caveman.
I'll be
I
like-
act bad.
I was being sweet. I was being sweet. That's not really working. Like, I might go do cocaine right now.
I feel bad right now.
I feel bad. Look at me. Look at me. Me exist. Me human. Me need to be seen. Next cue. Hey, bros, I've been trying to be more appealing to my crush, so I surprised her in her apartment and baked her a cake. Long story short, she freaked.
Did you break in or what?
So he says, I think I'm going to show up with a pie at her place to calm her nerves. Is this the right move?
No.
I think where I went wrong is that I snuck into her place when she wasn't aware I was coming over. So she would be surprised when she got home from work by the cake. Do you think if I go through more conventional routes like ringing the doorbell, I should be good?
I love surprises. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
She must sound like a kook. Who doesn't love surprises?
It's very sweet. But to the rest of the fellas out there, front door, doorbell.
Doorbell, yeah. Leave it on the doorstep.
Doorbell. But I do really love that. I just worry about...
And aren't they dating? Why would she get so angry?
I can kind of see
It's
it.
a crush.
Oh.
I I think.
Oh,
But
okay, that's different.
Here's the good news.
That's a little different.
The good news is, dude, you're a psycho, but she's willing to see you again, which means she must like you if she's tolerant to this behavior. So instead of being bummed, I would kind of be psyched that she's treating this like a learning experience, because someone else could have just called 911 on you and you would have, I don't know,
Likely been tased.
misdemeanor. Yeah, something would have come up. But yeah, show her that you can. The big thing is, people make mistakes, but do we believe that they can change? And if we have that faith that they can change, we all love to see growth. So be extra deferential to convention and ring the doorbell, ask if you can come in, leave early. And yeah, bake a pie maybe don't bake anything.
Well, I was gonna say I like that he bakes.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that's
true.
a good quality.
I think it's a good quality. I think you could say, hey, was gonna drop off a cake, but I saw that the door was open, and I thought maybe it'd be more special from your kitchen, or you could just say, hey, I'm overwhelmed by all these like dating tips and stuff, and I just been watching a lot of rom-coms, and I just thought that baking in your kitchen would make it more special. But I think make her a pecan pie, and serve it to her from a 20-foot long stick. So go like the opposite route. So you have like this big stick with a pie on the end.
Yep.
And just be like, hey, I made this for you at my own spot, and just show her that you're willing to change.
Yep.
That's actually really smart. I like that.
Thanks. When we first met, if like the next day I was in your place baking a cake, how would you feel?
It'd be a little like, whoa,
Much.
But again, knowing you, like, you're different, it just kind of like what your dad said, like, you could do anything and everybody's just like, it's Chad though.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Yeah, you get away with it.
You
It's
do.
nice.
Oh,
Because
thanks.
you're not like it's yeah.
Lucky guy.
Thanks, Queen.
But if you weren't like that, it'd be a little startling. I wouldn't like that. But
Yeah. So,
again, I liked you, so I was like, I would love it.
So if you're gonna break in, become a Stoke Lord first. That's what
Exactly.
You know-
That's the solution.
You know what else helps a lot too is, like, I think a lot of time it's the lack of awareness on the offending party's part. Like, I remember I was trying to get back together with this girl, and I was just like relentlessly calling her and texting her, and she's like, hey, this is crazy. And I was like, I know, I'm out of my mind. I was like, this must really be freaking you out. She was like, yeah, it's kind of scary. But then we kind of bonded over how crazy I was being. And it was like just the fact, and then it was us against the psycho and me together.
Oh,
And
that's
it was
hilarious.
Like, it was like a team effort. Like, I was like, what are we going to do about this? She was like, I don't know. I was like, we'll figure it out. She was like, okay. And I was like, all right, now we're getting somewhere.
She shows up and your eyes are just bugging out.
I was just like, look at my face. I must look psychotic, huh? You're all I've been thinking about for a couple months.
She's right in front of you. You just can't stop calling her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, she won't text me back. She's like, I'm here. I was like, I know. It's wild. All right. Are you ready for the next part?
What's the next part?
Beefs, babes, and legends.
Beefs, babes, and legends. Okay.
We'll have C Money kick it off.
Yeah. Can I go last? I really want to think
Absolutely.
about it. Okay.
Chad, bro,
Yes.
what's your beef, dude?
My beef of the week is this kid Travis, one of the kids on the block. I have a new scooter, and I was just doing some pretty sick ass skids in the driveway. Just really burning rubber, and you saw some of it, and you were cheering me on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes over. He's like 12, and he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Aren't you a little old to be scootering?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You're old." And I was like, "I'm not old." And he's like, "You shouldn't be on a scooter. You should be driving a car." And then he walked away. And I can just tell you, Travis, if you come over for candy, I'm not giving it to you.
Yeah, he's a punk ass bitch.
And if I am going to give you candy, it's going to be a scooter gummy. And I have no qualms about saying fuck you to a 13-year-old. So fuck you.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love that. That had a lot of heart.
Yo, I got the most LA beef of the week of all time. Not enough healthy food options at Talladega. I was like, everything was just fucking.
Those $4 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, I didn't trust that either. I'm so used to the gassed up prices in LA, you know what I mean? Where like you go to Shake Shack and it's like $10 for like a little smash burger. But there's something about that inflated price where I'm like, I trust the ingredients more. And yeah, that $4 cheeseburger was.
Yeah, well, you didn't know. So order a bunch of cheeseburgers, and you housed like 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then someone's like, can't believe those are $4. And you're like, what? Those were $4?
Well, plus fries. It was a full
Plus
meal.
fries, yeah, full meal.
And it tasted it. It was some of the. It might have been the worst cheeseburger I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It tasted like I was like, is this like from the pit crew off the tires? It was like rubber mallets. And then
Ooh.
I just didn't eat much. I just subsisted on. We had some PB&Js in our RV.
Yeah, I sort of learned my lesson pretty quickly because I went to the stand and they're like, do you want cheesesteak fries or chicken tenders? And I was like, do you have a quinoa salad? And just got booed.
Yeah, all the dudes were like, I want to see some tits. Like, show me some tits. And I was like, dude, I need some pressed juices.
Yeah.
I was like, where can I get like a kale green drink? And they were like, shut up, you pussy, which I loved. It was very like animating. I was like, I'm not a pussy for being healthy, okay, pussy? And then we just stare at each other and laugh. And I was like, these guys get it. Even if we're coming at it from different angles, they get it.
I know. I got the $4 cheeseburger and I asked the lady, I was like, is this grass fed? And she was like, what does that mean? And I just walked away.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's tough. I know how you are with your grass-fed meat.
Thanks, babe.
You got a beef?
I do.
What's your
I'd
beef?
say my beef is with the guy who ever invented time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I feel like there's not enough time in the day. And I feel like there's so many things. I don't know if you guys deal with this too, but time, I just wish there was more hours in the day. And I mean, man created time. Like we constructed, the Mayan calendar and all that other stuff. But I have beef with him. Why are there only, 24 hours? Why can't there be like 34? Like, I just need a little extra time to get some stuff done. So I'd say that's my beef.
I feel that, babe. I think the fact that we have clocks, and we're always confronted with time. It's like we're always confronted with mortality and like and just sort of the idea of running out of, if there were no time, if we weren't confronted with the idea of time, we wouldn't feel like I'm losing out on, I'm missing, or I'm
Yeah, we turn it into a commodity.
Yeah,
It's something
exactly.
that could be lost.
Could you imagine if we didn't have time? Like how would people interact, and
The
like how
presence,
would it'd be different? It'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, that's my beef.
That's a good beef.
That's a great, I love that beef.
Neil deGrasse Tyson said that Albert Einstein said that man invented time to make motion look simple. But that's why I like being on the dance floor, because time stands still.
Exactly.
But we're all still shaking it.
There we go.
And that'd be cool too. I like what you're saying. If there are different number of hours in the day, like if the sun rose at there's like a 3-hour day, then like a 72-hour day.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like the way like Louis wrote Horace and Pete, where like one episode was 20 minutes, next one's an hour. You're like, I don't know what I'm getting.
You don't know what you're getting,
But
but
the
you're just
variety is
enjoying the
spicing it up.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the thing be what it's going to be. Not every day should be the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd be like, you're gonna have plenty of time to rest. We got a 72-hour day tomorrow. Tuesday is 72 hours, and you're like, fuck.
Do you
Well,
also
then
think that's from... Sorry, go ahead.
And then I was going to say, but there's also, the opposite side where it's like, people are going to be like, they're so long. Like, like.
Depends what you're getting up to.
Exactly.
Do you think any of that too is like you grew up in Reno, casinos, no clocks?
That's interesting. I mean, my dad works in the casino industry, so I was always used to going to the hotels and being around that. But that's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. I also grew up in a time I loved my childhood, because I was born in the late 90s, so I had like that part where I'd, walk home from school, had no cell phone, like would play with my friends on like the block, like, so that kind of left time, like I remember enjoying, like I don't remember thinking time was anything as a kid, and just enjoying living in the moment, having that environment foster that. But if I grew up here, I feel like time is different.
Even like just having days of the week, like it sucks that we're like Sunday's football day. I mean, I love that Sunday's football day, and then everyone's like Monday sucks, and like Wednesday's hump day.
Exactly.
I'm like, you kind of want to get to a lifestyle where you're like, I was in Malibu one time on shrooms like 9 months ago, and I was admiring this guy's house, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, it's a nice Saturday, right? And he went, Saturday. Like he had leveled up to a place where every day to him was just whatever he wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And the way he scoffed at like what a week was a little bit, same time I was like, it's nice. I like where he's living.
Yeah, the repetition of like weekends and weekdays, it's like, especially if you live in that cycle, it seems so, you get to Friday, you're super excited. You get to Sunday evening, you're super bummed. And it's like, why does that have to be a thing?
It shouldn't.
Yeah, why'd we build that into our domes?
Yeah.
Ritual.
Yep.
We need ritual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ritual helps us all be on the same wavelength.
Exactly.
But we got to do away with the nasty ones, dude.
Yeah.
Keep the good ones. Chad, who's your babe of the week?
It's Kennedy.
Oh.
Hey, you stole mine. Mine's you.
Oh. You're just the best.
You're the best.
I love you.
Love you too.
She's so sweet and hot.
He'll do that. We'll be on the road. And
I know he's so.
He'll just be looking at a picture of you, and he'll be like, "Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen?"
I do that like with my friends too. I'll be like, "Look at him. He's so hot."
That's nice.
Sorry, we're so cringe.
I know.
No, it's beautiful. I genuinely enjoy it. I don't find it cringy at all.
Okay, you tell us.
It's really nice. If y'all break up, it'll be cringe. But if y'all keep this thing going,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Never.
imagine
No.
having that happen.
Never.
yeah, I don't see that happening. No, if it lasts, then everyone's like, it's like the greatest testament to, like what a life could be.
Exactly. I mean, he's changed my life. I mean, meeting him, it has changed a lot of things in my life for like the best way, and it's really cool because I've had times in my life where things were challenging, and I don't know, I'm at a really, really good point in my life where I'm just very happy and very content with everything. So
That's nice. Do
and you helped too, JT.
I
love
guess.
you.
I love you too. No, I didn't help at all. That's very sweet of you. But I mean it too. I said it at the beginning. It really was like, it was a side of him I've never seen.
Oh.
And in the best way. Yeah, I hope that's not like.
No, I was like, no, we went to the Shocker Shack.
That was cool.
And-
Yeah, we got our auras read like the
Yeah.
second time we hung out.
Yeah. So
We did a lot of like really like we've been through a lot in our relationship.
Well, and he was-
in like the best way. We've moved in together. Like and usually things like this in relationships like are make or break for couples, right?
Mm-hmm.
This it's just like so easy. I'm like, where's the next challenge? Like come
Yeah.
at me,
Yeah.
There's like it's nothing.
Because you guys are a team. You'll go
Yeah,
through it together. And it will just
exactly.
strengthen y'all's
Exactly.
bond in the face of whatever you got to
and
deal
that's how
with.
it should be. It should be like a team,
100%. Yeah, two people
team.
pulling in the same direction.
Exactly.
My baby of the week is this indie movie, Emily the Criminal, that Brad Fuller told me to watch. Oh my God. That's the best movie of the year. Aubrey Plaza, in like a gritty drama, nails it. It's a good commentary on where we're at with what people have to deal with, but it's not like dispiriting. It's like brutal, and it has like it's seedy, but at the end of it, you're like, I like the people I just spent time with, and I respect them, even if they're doing awful things. And I think that's like the best kind of movie. So I recommend everybody watch it. Emily the Criminal.
Is that in theaters or on?
It's on VOD now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
Yeah, I love a good.
You love a thriller.
I do.
This
my
one's
favorite.
thrilling.
I love it.
tense.
I like psycho. I love being like my mind just thinking. Like I love to be like provoked in a way
Yeah.
where
Like a brain bending movie.
Yes.
Like
Like
a
I like to
Memento
get
type
anxiety.
movie.
I like to get scared. Like I like to he likes it too, but you let it take over.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
We watched Night of last night. I was
Yeah, you get stressed out. You're very sensitive to art.
yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing.
I was like,
There's like 3 kinds of movies he can watch.
Yeah, well,
Right.
wait,
It's
I
like
looked
Top
over-
Gun, scary movies. That might be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked over her. I was like, "Oh my god!" And she's
Yeah,
like,
he
I
was-
was
he
like,
That
was
I'm-
show's especially
And it's
fucking.
funny because like he's always busy like doing work stuff, but I always like to because I'm very a present person. So when I put a movie on or a show or we're doing something, I'm like phone away, like fully invested. And so I'll just double check and I'll look at him and I'll see if he's like watching, and he was getting into it. So it makes me like internally happy when he likes something I show him because he's around it. You see it all the time. Like
Yeah.
a lot of good movies, shows and stuff. So it's fun
Yeah.
to like introduce you to something and like watch you get into it.
Oh, it got me.
That's
good.
a lot of fun to watch your partner.
It
like, watch
is, and I'm
something
like, yes, I'm like,
and watch them get invested and have
yeah,
that like real
and
reaction to it.
appreciate the like beauty of like beautiful acting and like the cinematography and the picture. It's just cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It got me good.
Yeah.
Chad, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is our future doggy.
Oh,
Sorry, dude.
don't apologize to me, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
I want it now.
me too. I
Let's go
love
get
dogs.
one. I know.
Yeah.
They're the best. I just want to squeeze them,
Yeah.
just hold them forever. When they just like look at you, they're just look at the happiest face ever.
Yeah.
It's
Our
awesome.
dog's gonna be so loved. It has no idea.
Oh,
We're
nice.
both like obsessed.
Yeah, that's it.
Who's your legend?
I'd say my legend of the week. I just had it and then I completely forgot.
You want? Oh, you were supposed to go last too. I kind of boned you. I was supposed to go.
Go, you go.
My legend of the week is hold on, this will take me a second to pull up. It's kind of a serious one, so I want to do it right. So we lost a stoker. A stoker reached out on behalf of their friend who unfortunately committed suicide, who was apparently a great guy and really just brightened the lives of everybody around him. And I guess he liked our stuff. And yeah, they just wanted us to speak on, just suicide prevention. And I don't know how much I can contribute to that. I mean, I'm always big on reaching out and connecting with people and just not isolating, because I know how it can feel when you feel like there's no way out and things won't get better. But they almost always do. Like, it's just like the weather, and sometimes the storm lasts for a while, but it will pass. And yeah, it just breaks my heart anytime someone gets to that point where they just need escape. And it's really painful. But I have also found that when you go through that, it gives you tremendous compassion for everybody else. Once you've been through that stuff and gotten to the other side, you appreciate it more, and you also appreciate other people more. So, and then, yeah, so my legend of the week is to the departed John Ensman. I'm sorry, man. And yeah, you're my legend.
My quote of the week is lyrics from Talladega by
Bro.
Eric Church.
Bro.
To Talladega, boys raised up, whiskey in your glass. Here's to turning up, slowing down, and cars will go real fast. I don't think I was anywhere near what the song sounds like, but it felt good to say it.
I really loved how often that song got played at
It
Talladega.
was awesome. Dude, I've been playing it nonstop.
That's the thing with Tom or Chad.
Oh yeah, he'll drill a song.
He'll drill anything. When he likes something, he will say it. He will repeat it. He will eat the same thing. He's very like creature of habit. When he likes something, he's like, yep, that.
Yeah,
10
what
times.
What do you want for dinner? I'm like, steak and asparagus.
Yep, every night.
When we were pitching the Netflix show, we were riding together, so like we'd be bonded, He played the same Foo Fighters song for like
Right?
8 straight days. And at a certain point, I was like, bro, I'm losing it over here. I was like, can I throw in another option? He's like, yeah, go. Super supportive like he always. He's like, yeah, go for it. I put on Taste of Ink by The Used. after 30 seconds, he's like, "Do you mind if we put Foo Fighters back on?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
It kills me. I love it.
Yeah, how am I gonna pitch to Netflix without My Hero?
Yeah, it is a banger of a song too.
It is.
Yeah, that Talladega song's also interesting. I thought Talladega was in Florida, and
I did too.
every person I've talked to thought that as well. I don't know if it's because it sounds like Tallahassee or what the deal is, but Talladega's in Alabama.
I thought it was in Florida too.
Oh, it's Bama.
Bama.
You have a quote?
Yes. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's just favorite. It's character is how you treat those who can do nothing for you. It's more of it's a serious quote, but I just love that quote because it just remarks like how, the greatest people in this world are those who don't ask for something in return. They just do things just to do it because they want to,
Why are they doing that? It's amazing. Why are they doing it? I don't understand it. Why are they doing that? Is it because they think God's watching, or they're just good people?
No, they're just good people. Like, I'm like that too. Like,
Yeah,
I
live
genuinely, I live my life by, because I don't like people to ever think I'm using them for anything. So that's why that quote has always been a favorite of mine, because I genuinely just.
Yeah, you treat everyone the same.
Yeah, and I think that's how everybody should.
Yeah, you're very. So I don't think I've ever seen you be anything other than kind, and I've never seen Chad be unkind to someone.
Oh, thanks.
It's true. Chad, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
Phrase of the week for getting after it is, I want steak.
Beautiful. My phrase of the week for getting
we
after it.
know that phrase very well. And
Mine is, I like my breakfast burritos with the egg not scrambled, but over well. What's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
ooh, if I'm getting after it, what would my phrase of the week be? Huh.
I've got one if you need.
Raiders. Raiders.
Let's fucking go.
Raider. Oh my God. That's how they say
How
it in
deep
the
can
stadium.
you go with your voice?
Right. Right. Raiders.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Good.
That's good.
We'll go as,
Raider.
we'll go as high as we can go.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders. Aaron,
Aaron.
Huh?
you want
Dude, you're on the dude.
Hi?
Yes.
Oh.
Raiders.
Whoa.
Wow. Dude,
tough.
you should sing.
No.
You got that falsetto, dude.
You were a soprano back in the day,
Yeah.
weren't you?
I'm
Aaron, I
hearing
could-
something.
I could see you in a musical coming out, be like, I was a man.
No.
That sounds like an interesting musical.
I was a man.
It's contemporary.
Yeah, the Danish girl.
Okay, Doc.
Such a delight.
Oh, thanks for having me. And thank you, Stokers, for listening. Hopefully I
I think you crushed
tickled your fancy.
I think you crushed it.
It's gonna be.
Thanks for having
people are
me,
gonna
you
love
guys. This was
Yeah.
so fun. I've never done this, and this is really cool.
You
Thanks
took
for
to
having
it
me.
like a fish to water.
Oh,
Yeah.
love that.
Smooth.
I'm
We'll
like,
have you back.
Oh, I'd love to come back, but thank you guys.
You're the
Yeah,
best.
for sure.
If you need advice,